started talking about queens, and we started talking about being an around the way girl, and I was like, oh shit, is this LL Cool J's wife?
But I'm not an urban jewelry designer. I'm a jewelry designer. I'm Simone I. Smith, the jewelry designer. But wait a second.
Okay.
We need to, because them earrings you got on, I can't do it.
Oh boy,
We
these
can't
are
do
one
that.
of the cheap ones.
Those are one of the cheap ones. But here, I bought you a nice little, yeah.
All right, I've been upgraded live officially. But you also have an amazing partnership with your bestie,
Yes.
Mary J. Blige.
Yes.
Talk to us about the decision-making process of going into business with one of your friends. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Banking on Cultura, where we talk about the vibrancy and complexity of our cultura, entrepreneurship, and of course, all the bonchinche in between. I am your esteemed host, Victoria Jenn Rodriguez, and I'm so excited to have you here because today's guest, honey, just wait until you see the video go to her. You're going to already see the energy she's bringing, okay? I'm super, super pumped because this is someone that I had the pleasure of meeting at a close dinner, at an intimate dinner, I will say, out in Long Island, and it was just all love since the beginning. So, today's guest is a philanthropist, entrepreneur, designer. She's the leading lady in the icon, the hip-hop entertainment industry icon, LL Cool J's life. We'll get into that. And she's a mama of 4. She is a cancer survivor, and she is God-led, darling. And she is just full of so much light and energy. And she's going to share so many gems with us today on her business journey, on managing work and life balance, on being in the spotlight, all the things. So without further ado, welcome none other than Simone I. Smith. Hi, love.
Hi.
You were
How are
just,
you?
I didn't get the memo that I needed to wear the mink today. But listen, honey, you are killing it.
Thank
You are
you.
killing it, darling. And
Thank
it's
you.
cold as hell in New York City.
It's very
so-
cold. Very, extremely cold.
Yes, you are definitely matched up with the weather for sure. So I'm just really honored to have you here. And
And
I
I'm
want
honored to be here.
Thank you. And I want to say that, you know, the way that we met was so organic. So we're at this table. There's a whole bunch of lovely ladies there. By the way, shout out to Jatali because we were there to celebrate her birthday. And also Crystal for being an amazing hostess with the
Yes.
mostest. We're at this table. Simone is sitting to the right of me. I have no idea who she is. And we're just all kikiing, you know, getting to know the ladies. And then out of nowhere, you start talking about your hubby, and you were very vulnerable and started talking about how early on in his career, you had to think about how you were going to manage the love and attention that he was getting. Again, I had no idea who her husband was at this point. And I was like, I feel you, girl. I know exactly what you mean. And then we started talking about queens, and we started talking about being an around the way girl. And I was like, oh shit, is this LL Cool J's wife? Like, I was like, oh my God. I had no idea, but that wasn't the dopest part. The dopest part was that you were so down to earth. You were so authentic. You were so real and vulnerable, right? And literally, this was the time where we had first met. We were meeting a lot of these women for the first time in the room. And it was just so refreshing to meet another woman who operates in her truth in that way and authenticity. And it was just love from the beginning. So I just want to thank you for being a real one, basically.
Thank you. Thank you. And you're welcome.
Because we're a dying breed out here, okay? A dying breed. So we like to start this show with a segment called What's the Bonchinche, which is something that someone can't necessarily Google about you. It's not very known about you. It's bonchinche. It's tea.
Well, the one thing that you didn't mention when you were introducing me, I'm a MoMA of 3.
Okay.
Okay, so I
What's
have
a
3.
MoMA?
A MoMA is a grandma.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I'm a MoMA. My grandkids, they call me MoMA, and my daughter's actually having a 4th baby.
Okay.
And so I'm going to be a MoMA of 4 come March. And that's some tea. Probably what people can't Google about me is that I love Pilates. I love to work out. I work out 5 days a week. I do Pilates twice a week. I do weight training 3 times a week. I love a good steam shower. Like I steam all the time. I think steaming is so good for our skin. It's just good for our lungs. Because, you know, it's good for your skin. You know?
Yeah, no, totally. I don't know
Yeah.
how people don't take hot showers.
Yeah.
It's like,
You got to take a hot shower, but that steam is incredible.
And then you have what is it called? Eucalyptus? You have the eucalyptus?
No, I don't do the eucalyptus.
Oh, you don't do that?
I don't do the eucalyptus because it burns my face. I feel like it burns my face too much. I just do the natural steam.
Okay.
As far as business-wise, I have some really exciting collaborations coming up in the new year, and just to expect like more beautiful, bold.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how this jewelry business started, because there's a really great story behind it. And, what we like to make sure we lend to our listeners of the show and just our community is pull from things that are meaningful to you. Because if you're passionate about it, and if it's something that has true meaning to you versus you trying to catch a trend or you trying to do something because you think you're just going to make money, that's going to end very quickly. But if there's meaning behind it and something that is true to you, in the hard times, you'll still show up. So talk to us about how you even got into the jewelry space.
So I got into the jewelry business because actually someone had approached my husband to create a jewelry line, and he came and he told me about it, and I was like, oh my God. I said, Todd, I could totally help you with this. And I said, because we can't find good hoop earrings. And I said, so I can help you design hoop earrings and all of that goods, all of the things, right? And maybe about 2 weeks later, he came home and he was like, I'm not doing he said, I don't have time for it. And he was like, but you were so excited about it that if you want to do it, do the legwork. A girlfriend of mine, she babysat for a couple. She had told me, you and your husband have to meet Ronnie and Tally. And his wife's name is Tally, which happens to be my daughter. Italia's nickname. We call her Tally.
Okay.
Right? So just one day I went over there, met them. And when I walked through the door, the first thing the wife said to me was like, oh my God, my husband can make those earrings you have on. And if you want them in rose gold, he could do them in rose gold. He could do them in silver. And, and so forth and so on. So we kind of met and we talked. They showed us the house and everything. So when Todd had told me, if you want to do this, do the legwork, I called Jackie, my girlfriend Jackie, and I said, Jackie, what is it that Ronnie does again? And she says, well, I know he's in the jewelry industry. And I was like, well, can you put me in contact with him? I need to find a manufacturer. So she put me in contact with Ronnie, and I called him, and he was like, well, what is it that you want to do? I said, I want to be that designer that blesses women with the best earrings. And so he was like, okay. He said, I said, it's a void in the marketplace. You can't find good hoop earrings. I said, the earrings I buy, I love a big hoop. Earrings I buy, they're cheap. So if you find a pair you like, you got to get 3 or 4 pair because then they're going to turn in about a day or two, you know, especially from wearing, your perfume and your oils and all of that stuff. So long story short, met with him, saw everything that he did. He was like, I'm a manufacturer. And he was like, so either I can manufacture the jewelry or we can partner up. And we partnered up. So my partner is actually my manufacturer. And he believed in my vision. And
wait, hold on a second. Because that might be a gem right there. Because I'm sure there's like savings and costs and stuff like that if your partner is also your manufacturer.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Yes. So, yes. So my partner is my manufacturer. Yeah. It's been an amazing partnership. He gets everything. I'll give him designs. And Ronnie will be like, Simone, I'm not sure if I can make this happen. But you know what? 95% of the time, he makes it happen.
I love that.
And so that's how it all started. With me being a 20-year cancer survivor, one of my designs was a lollipop, and I should be wearing it today, but I put on a new piece.
Because we out here warring. We got the lion.
Right.
Yes.
No.
Or is that an elephant?
This is an elephant.
Oh, and that's actually like really good luck, right? That's kind of like
it's good luck. Even though I don't believe in good luck, I believe in my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. So I believe in blessings, not luck. Okay. Right? Luck is when you throw the dice and you playing a game and you roll 7. But, I believe in blessings, The lollipop necklace was one of the first designs that I made, and I call it a sweet touch of hope. And so what happened was,
and that was
20 years ago, that was inspired by my cancer journey. Okay. So 20 years ago, they found a chondrosarcoma in my right tibia bone. Okay. So they had to remove my tibia bone, replace it with my left fibula bone.
And why do you need those bones? What are those bones? Are those bones like in your knee? Are they on
those bones are It's your shin.
Oh,
so
okay.
your tibia bone is your shin bone.
Got it.
Right?
Okay.
They had to remove my tibia bone and replace it with my left fibula bone and a steel rod.
Wow.
I had a lollipop tattoo on my left leg. So I remember when the surgeon had said to me, he said, Simone, you may wake up after the surgery and your lollipop tattoo may not be there. And I was like, well, whatever, if you could try to save it, please save it.
What's the meaning behind the lollipop?
The roundaway girl, what is it?
Sucking on the lollipop.
Standing at the bus stop, sucking on a lollipop, right? So, and I had got that tattoo done years ago when Todd and I had first got married. And so wake up from the surgery and they had to do a skin graft. So a part of the lollipop is still on the front of this leg right here. Oh. So when I started to design Simone I. Smith jewelry, my pendant, I designed a lollipop. I call it a sweet touch of hope. And because the candy represents how sweet life is and the bite, because let me back up. The lollipop that was left on my leg, it looked like somebody took a bite out of it. So the bite in the lollipop represents what cancer does to the person, to their family, to their loved ones. And then in the bite is my logo. And my logo represents me just being healthy, staying well, my whole cancer journey. So my logo represents Simone and her journey, her cancer journey. And I'm 20 years cancer-free by the grace of God.
Well, you know what that means.
Yes.
I mean, obviously, you're meant to be here.
I'm meant to be here.
Yes,
I'm
meant to have impact.
And I'm walking. I went through, it was 2.5 years of me learning how to walk again.
Wow.
And by the grace of God, I'm here.
Yes. I love that. What a beautiful story. And to have
Thank you.
The mission and vision behind your business attached to something like that, I think is really meaningful.
And then a portion of the proceeds, so $1 from each piece of Simone I. Smith jewelry that is purchased, $1 goes towards the American Cancer Society.
I love that. Yeah. Beautiful.
Thank you.
So, back to being an around the way girl.
But wait a second.
Okay.
We need to, because them earrings you got on, I can't do it.
Oh boy,
we can't do
one
that.
Of the cheap ones.
Those are one of the cheap ones. But here, I bought you a nice little gift. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, I got to
right. So I would like for you to look in that bag. You have 2 pair of earrings in there.
Heavy.
Well, there's some goodies in there.
Oh my goodness.
And we could talk about all the goodies in there.
Oh my goodness, I got goodies.
You have nail polish.
Simone.
I did Sis Lux. I created Sis Lux Lacquer during COVID.
Okay.
When I had nothing to do but create, because we couldn't go anywhere because we were quarantined and I couldn't get my nails done.
I'm going to take off my hoops right now.
Please.
Pop these bad boys on. Did you know that one of my favorite colors is purple?
No, I didn't know that. Isn't it the best color?
My purple.
Okay. I love that.
Fan of purple. I love.
So those earrings there, those are called double Dutch.
Oh, I love these.
Yes.
They're so pretty. Okay.
Thank you. Yes, take those off. Take those off. Yep. Throw those out. Throw those out.
All right. I've been upgraded live officially.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm excited. Okay. So I want to go back to being an around the way girl.
Okay.
That's one of my favorite joints. That's one of my favorite jammy jams. So was that inspired by you, that song?
Absolutely.
Oh, I love
Absolutely.
that.
I met Todd when I was 17 years old.
17?
I was 17 years old, and he blessed me with my first pair of door knocker earrings. They were the triangles, They were the triangles. And that's where my love for jewelry. And now I have a jewelry line.
Okay.
Who would have known? You know who knew? God knew.
God sure did.
God knew.
Because listen, so how long you been married?
We've been married for 29 years.
29 years.
29 years together. 36, 37 years?
Wow.
Or is it 36, 37 years? Yeah.
It's decades. We know
it's
that.
It's decades. It's definitely, it's almost 30. Yeah.
Wow.
It's over 3 decades
that we've
been together. But married 29 years, 4 beautiful children.
Wow. We're going to get into that because you got tons of wisdom. I know that because first of all, to have a hubby that's in the spotlight, then to have a marriage that lasts that long, family, kids, all the things, cancer survivor, like that's a lot.
It's a whole lot.
I can't wait to get into the tea on that. But I want to go back into the partnerships piece.
Okay.
By the way, these colors are gorgeous. So this is this pink.
That's Lisa. That's Simone.
This is Simone. Okay, cool. And then we have, who's this?
I think I gave you Angela.
Angela.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
And Monique.
Names. And this is Monique. Guys, don't judge me on my nail. Okay, y'all? I got an infection in my finger. And I'm just like...
Right. That's all right. Put a Band-Aid on it.
On this hand. Okay, focus on this hand. But, okay. I have nail polishes. Using that.
And you have Piece of Purple.
Oh, and this is perfume oil.
That's an oil. It's a scented oil. It's called Piece of Purple.
Simone, I didn't know I was getting these gifts today.
Yes, I wanted to bless you with some beautiful gifts.
Not only am I gifted with your presents and this mink, but now I have all of this.
Doesn't that smell good?
This does smell good. It smells like an island. Like
yes, it's like an island breeze.
Yes.
Ooh,
okay.
Yes.
Okay. Let me refocus because when I get gifts, I get really excited. But thank you. Okay, let's get back into partnerships.
The earrings look fabulous, honey.
I mean, obviously. And I got
fabulous.
the bun.
Yes.
Very Boricua today. Very Latina. Very all the things.
Boricua.
Okay, Boricua. Yes. Very all of that today. So the hoops work out perfectly. I said, you know what? I'm going to interview Simone. I'm going to put a bun up. Put on the hoops.
Put on some hoops, but you didn't have on no sis hoops.
I didn't have yours.
So now you have some official sis hoops.
I know. Now I have official tissue hoops. Now it's like when I walk into a room, it's like, respect my hoops.
Right.
I love it. Okay. So partnerships. So you have this amazing partnership with your manufacturer, but you also have an amazing partnership with your bestie, Mary J. Blige.
Yes.
So talk to us about the decision-making process of going into business with one of your friends, because much of the advice that is out there is don't go into business with your family, don't go into business with your friends.
Right.
And also women, like, partnering together, the cattiness, all the things. So talk about the decision-making process. Mi gente, I've got the perfect freebie for you. So I just dropped a 17-page workbook to help you get your mind right, especially in this climate of so much uncertainty. So if you are an aspiring or current entrepreneur and you're just feeling stuck, you're not feeling too good about what the future holds, and all the turmoil, the politics, all of it is just throwing you off your game, this workbook is actually going to act as a journal for you. It covers goal setting, efficiency tips, how to manage your time, financial management tips, strategies on how to wrap your head around the next big thing that's coming down the pipeline to bring you consistent revenue in your business. It covers what you should be doubling down on in terms of your well-being, and it is just my favorite jam-packed journal full of marketing and sales strategy to help you get clarity, but most importantly, to help you secure the big bag. So make sure to tap on the link in the show notes. I've linked it there so that you guys can get really clear on the top hacks that you can put into play to set yourself up for success. I hope you love it.
So the decision-making process with that is that when I started Sis, Mary was one of my, Mary's born and raised in New York. She's from Yonkers, raised in the 80s. So, when hip hop was, became the thing.
How'd you meet?
We met at a dinner and we sat across from each other and, we were conversing back and forth, and we exchanged numbers at the end of the night. And I remember saying to myself, I wonder if Mary's gonna call me, because I've always been a fan of hers. I mean, who isn't a fan?
Hello.
Okay, especially growing up in New York. And I remember, and she called me up and she said, Simone. And it came up as a no-caller ID. And I said, Mary? She was like, what's up, girl? And I was like, oh my God, what's up? And she was like, I just had the vision of your face, because the music industry is very interesting. It's an interesting industry, right? And she said, I just kept thinking, she said, because, you had your head tilted to the side all night. And she said, you just had this look on your face like, all of these people in here full of shit,
Because you're a real one. A real one, recognize it.
And we've been friends ever since. And so when I started Simone I. Smith Jewelry, because Mary loves hoops, I would always send her all my hoops. And so she was one of my number one supporters, along with my husband and my children and my friends, right? But so when the time was right, you know, it was one day I came over and I brought her some earrings and stuff, and we were just hanging out. And she was like, Shorty, I think we need to do something together. And I said, say less, let's do it. And it was important for us to do that because women are catty. And, you know, we are supposed to fix each other's crowns, right? But some women don't do that, right? And the timing was right. And God's timing is always the best timing. So we wanted to show women that you can come together and you can work together and you can create. Because when we come together, we're so much more powerful. You understand what I'm saying? And we've been able to do that. And we launched Sister Love. We call it Sister Love. And we launched it in 2018. And here we are in 2024. And the business is growing. It's just been an amazing journey.
So as you're speaking, I'm thinking about the business behind the partnership, right? Because in theory, it sounds, yes, girl, let's do it. Let's get it popping. I love you. You love me. But there is the business aspect behind it. So what does that look like? Like, what does the behind the scenes look like when you said, okay, let's go into business? Did you have your lawyer call her lawyer and they figured it out?
Yeah.
Like, what is that process?
You just have your lawyers come in. You agree on the terms, right? And then you just start creating. You know? Was
there ever any difficult conversations or challenges that came up in the business that you needed to address?
Not at all. Not at all. Okay. Not at all. You know, Mary is busy, and we have our design meetings. Like, we meet a couple of times out of the year, and we go over designs. And then, you know, she's super busy. So when I come up with ideas, or she comes up with ideas, and then we sit down, and I tell Ronnie, this is what this needs to look like, and that, you know, and the whole design process is interesting because a lot of times when your samples come, your samples don't always look the way you envisioned them. So like those earrings there, like those were easy, right? It was like the first sample that came, it was perfect. But like this particular earring here, this is an earring from the Misa Hilton. So me and Misa, we have a collaboration. Okay. Not a partnership, but a collaboration. So Misa and I, we said we wanted to design some earrings that reminded us of the solar system. So, you know, we get to sketch, and, you know, I'm not the best sketcher, you know, but I can kind of tell you what I want it to look like. And then when the manufacturing process starts, you may get, like, this earring came back maybe about 2 or 3 times before we actually said, okay, it's perfect.
So I want to get clarity around the partnership piece, and then I'm going to circle back to what you just said. So when you went into the partnership, it was clearly defined. This is your role. This is my role. This is the time commitment I'm able to put into this. So they were like, no surprises.
No surprises.
So what is your advice to folks who are thinking about entering into partnerships? Because yes, you have this amazing partnership with your sister, Mary, but you also have this partnership with your manufacturer. You're doing collaborations. So what is your advice when someone is thinking about entering into any type of business arrangement?
Any type of business arrangement, you need to enter into an arrangement with people that believe in your vision. If they don't believe in your vision, it is not going to work. That's the key. They have to believe in your vision.
Okay.
That is key.
Okay. Are there any other like character attributes that you look for and think about? Like, okay, is this smart? Because someone could believe in your vision, doesn't make them smart for your business.
Right, but you have to find the right people. Like, you have to make sure that you have the right attorneys, you know, you have a strategy, right? In my business, manufacturer, the right mindset, like right-minded people, you know, not like-minded, but more like right-minded people. And people that have good morals. You know, because you can go into business with somebody, and if their morals and their values don't align with yours, it's not going to work. You understand what I'm saying? If that makes sense?
Yes, it does.
Does that make sense?
It does, but it's interesting because I agree with you. But then I also have colleagues who have gone into business with other people that they don't necessarily even like personally, but they go on to make tons of money together.
Right. Well, I haven't had that experience.
Right.
I haven't had that experience.
Because it's a blessing.
Right.
And I think also one of the benefits of entrepreneurship is you get to choose who you do business with and who you don't do business with.
Choose who you do
and,
business
you know, how you want to scale your business and who you want to scale your business with, etc. So I wanted to circle back on the politics of your industry.
Okay.
Because you had shared with me that when you were, just getting into the game, people were trying to put you in a box.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You're urban.
They still try to put me in a box.
They still try to put you in a box.
But I'm not an urban jewelry designer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a jewelry designer. I'm Simone I. Smith, the jewelry designer.
Right.
I just happen to be a Black woman.
Mm-hmm.
But just because I'm a Black woman doesn't mean that I only make jewelry for Black women. You understand what I'm saying? Are my sisters my number one supporters? Absolutely. And as women, we should support each other. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm a jewelry designer. I'm not just an urban jewelry designer.
So how did you break through that? Like, what were those conversations like? Because a lot of women of color experience this, right? Where they're categorized. They're tried to like put into a box. Marketing will do it. Advertisers will do it. Salespeople will do it. Corporate will try and do it. They'll try to put you in that box. So how did you manage through that? Like, how do you influence other people to understand, like, hey, yes, I'm a Black woman. Yes, I am from New York. Yes, I love hoops. Yes, I design jewelry that a lot of women of color appreciate. But I'm a designer. This is for any type of woman from any type of background. How do you get them to grasp that?
By just reminding them. I mean, it's really hard because I am a Black woman, right? And how people see you is how they see you. So the best thing that I can do is to continue to just create beautiful jewelry, and prove to the masses and to prove to the world that this young Black, well, I'm not young, but I'm youthful. I'm 54 years old, but I'm youthful. But it's just to continue to create and the one thing about my partner Ronnie is that Ronnie is, he believes the same thing. Like, Simone, you're a jewelry designer. Yes, you are a Black woman, but you're a jewelry designer. So he knocks down doors and he's in those meetings, because that's the part that, I'm not in those meetings. He has the relationships with the retailers and all of that stuff. So he has those conversations and he tells me, as long as you keep creating, my knuckles will be on the doors, my footprint will be in those doors just to prove to the retailers that she is a creative jewelry designer. And so all I can do is just keep creating and being myself. And as time goes on, people will see she's a jewelry designer. But it really depends on who it is. Because there's going to be those people they're always going to look at me and just say she's an urban designer. And then there's going to be those that say she's a jewelry designer. It's really kind of hard to answer that. You know what I mean? Because look at the world we're living in now.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just keep creating.
That's interesting because, when I was launching Banking on Cultura, I had mentors tell me, oh, you shouldn't just focus on Latinos and people of color. Like, you shouldn't have cultura in your name. Like, cultura, some people don't even know what it means, which means culture, right? And they're like, they might have a hard time pronouncing it. Like, I don't know if you should just target like Latinos and folks of color.
But you have to also know who your customer is.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And my customers are Latino women, Black women. You understand what I'm saying? Women of color. And I love that. But don't just look at me and just say, she's an urban designer.
Right.
No. I'm a jewelry designer.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So when I was launching the show, I would get this like random advice from mentors, like, you shouldn't just focus on that. You should like make sure you're broad and like speak to more people. And it got me thinking, like, so our purchasing power, like Black and Latino purchasing power is so monumental. Like, I know for Latino, 3.4 trillion, just us. And you guys are in the trillions as well. So it's like, it's interesting how we are like, almost preconditioned to believe that we shouldn't be just focused on us when we have the most purchasing power. We have the most influence. Like, we drive the culture. Like, why wouldn't we focus on us? You know what I mean? But I get where you're coming from in the sense of like, don't categorize me by the color of my skin.
Yeah.
Categorize me by my talent,
By my
creativity.
Yeah, my creativity. And at the end of the day, it's my sisters and it's my Latinas that buy my jewelry, you know? But then there are white women that buy my jewelry too. Like I can do a trunk show at Neiman Marcus and, you know, and they come and they're, I can't wear those big earrings. Well, who told you that? Why do you think that big hoop earrings are only for Black women? Right. You understand what I'm saying? And Latino women and just women of color, period. Why do you think that? Try these on. Try them on.
You know, they hype. They like, oh my God.
Oh, these look good, you know?
Yeah.
But the reality of it is that, you know, if I was a white woman and creating what I create, I'd be the best thing since sliced bread.
They would probably try and make it seem like you're so down with the culture. You're so in tune with the culture.
Right. In tune with the culture. No, I am the culture.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I am the culture.
I love that. That's how we need to just walk into meetings.
Yeah.
Like, hi, my name is Simone I. Smith and I am the culture.
And I am the culture. Right.
Okay, so let's get into this marriage. Of 30 plus years.
30 plus years, 29 years married, four children later, 3 grandchildren with one on the way, with another one on the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you also have a husband who incredibly influential within the hip hop industry.
Absolutely.
Expanded his career in different parts of
entertainment,
period. Exactly.
Yeah. Period.
So talk to us about what that's like. Like, what's that like being, you know, on the side of someone who is like in the spotlight all the time and you having to manage through that?
Well, I mean, it has its challenges, of course, because you can't go nowhere without anybody wanting a picture or an autograph. They don't even ask for autographs anymore. You know, everybody wants a picture now. It has its challenges, but Todd and I have been able to really balance life. You know, of course, me, because I'm the homemaker. You know, I'm home raising the kids while he was out doing his thing and working and supporting each other's dreams and a level of respect. And, you know, of course, marriage itself has its challenges, right? But you got to have God first. You know, I stay on my knees. You got to stay on your knees praying.
And always.
You know? Always. You know, I'm married to a sex symbol. You know, growing up, when we first got together, I mean, you know, I've had my times where I would be going off and, you know, mad at this one because they looked at him this way. And, you know, but that was years ago. Todd and I got married in 95, and his cousin, Marion gave me this book called The Power of a Praying Wife. And when I first started reading the book, I remember I put the book down because, you know, we have a tendency of praying and being like, Lord, change him. Lord, make him this way. Lord, make him that way. But the first thing that I read in that book was that you have to change yourself. It's about changing yourself. You can't change nobody. You can't change your children. You can raise your children and you can instill values and good morals and you can have standards and you can have boundaries and all of that, but you can't change anybody. You can change yourself. And that's what I did. I changed myself.
What did you need to change about yourself?
Being flipped with the mouth all the time, going off about this, you know, just
being an around the way girl.
Yeah, being an around the way girl. Right, exactly. You know, and as you get older, you mature, okay? With life and time, it, you know, comes with maturity. I've always been confident in who I am. So I know what I bring to the table as a wife. So, you know, I got to a point where, you know, women will come up to me and they'll be like, oh my God, your husband is so fine. And I'll be like, girl, I know. You think I could get a picture with him? Sure, go on and ask him for a picture. Just don't be disrespectful. You know, the disrespect I can't deal with.
Right.
The disrespect, I'm at 54.
At that
point. 54, I'm ready to take off the hoop.
Ready for my man. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't try me.
Yeah, but it's about knowing who you are. And I know who Simone is. You know? I know who Simone is.
How long did it take you to get to that place where you know who Simone is?
let me see, we got married. I was 25. Probably by the time I was 30 years old, I realized who Simone was.
Okay.
And I realized what Simone brings to the table. I'm a devoted wife and mother. I've raised my children. I had an amazing nanny, but, she helped me with my children. Like you have some people think that when you're in the limelight and you have a nanny, that your nanny raises your kids and you're out. I didn't feel the need to have to be every place with Todd. I didn't feel like I needed to travel with him everywhere to keep my eye on him and all of that stuff, because I was very confident in our relationship and in our marriage. And at the end of the day, if somebody gonna fool around, they gonna fool around, right?
Yes.
There's nothing that you could do about it, And but what I did as a woman was that, I made my house a home. You come in my house, I have a plaque that says "Home Sweet Home," because home is where the heart is at. You understand what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying, because there's a lot of men and women who are lost right now, who are empty, and who struggle with finding themselves and knowing who they are.
You got to read the Word. You got to read your Bible. The closer you get to God, the more you understand who God is in your life, is the more you're going to understand who you are and what your purpose is.
Did you become closer to God after your cancer experience?
No, I was close to God before that.
Okay.
I was raised. My grandparents raised me. I was on the children's choir. I was on the church bowling league.
Okay.
I was at the church brownies, the church Girl Scouts. My grandmother had prayer meetings growing up. She had a prayer meeting at least 2 or 3 times a week at my home growing up. My grandparents raised me. My mother was in the home, but my mother was an intravenous drug user, and so she was there, but my grandparents raised me, and the foundation that they laid for me was amazing. And so you never forget that. So as you get older, and you may stray and you may backslide a little bit, but you always come back. So that's why laying that foundation for your children and just having that foundation, even if they get lost, they're going to come back, because that's embedded in there. It's in my DNA. My grandmother, look, I got pregnant with Najee when I was 19 years old.
Oh, wow.
And I remember my grandma, and Todd and I weren't married. I remember my grandmother was like, you and my sister, she was pregnant at the same time. Oma was like, y'all not coming to church. You guys ain't coming up in church with them bellies and this and that. That lasted about a month. After that, my grandmother was like, 11:30 service tomorrow. So I would say you have to. I say to everybody, you have to have a relationship with God, because God is the reason why I woke up this morning. God is the reason why I'm 20 years cancer free. I don't take any of that for granted. You can't take life for granted. If you're lost, get you a Bible, start praying, read the Word. The more word you read, the more and the closer your relationship is with God, is the more that you can find yourself, you can believe in yourself, you can believe in His promises.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make life easy. It doesn't say that you're not going to have any bumps in the road. It doesn't say that trials and tribulations, you're still going to have trials and tribulations, but it's how you walk them out. It's how you deal with it.
Yeah.
Because we're human.
Absolutely. Reading the Word. I don't know, girl. The Bible's one of the most complicated things I've ever
Get you
read.
the Amplified Bible. Now, there's different versions.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
It's all the Holy
There's
Bible.
different versions.
You get the Amplified Bible, like the King James Bible.
Okay.
It's with all the thou and the shouts and all of that stuff. And it's hard to understand. But if you get yourself like the NIV, I think that's I forgot what the NIV stands for again.
Don't ask me.
But you could get you get yourself an Amplified Bible.
Okay.
The Amplified Bible is a good study Bible,
It,
and
like,
it
breaks
just
it down.
It breaks it down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'll be like, what did I just read right now? Like, what does this mean? And I guess maybe if you really want to think critically about it, maybe that's the whole point. It's meant to drive conversation. It's meant for you to have
and find
real
yourself
thought
a good
about
church
it.
home. Find yourself a good church home where you can fellowship, and you can listen to the music, because I can't stand when I get to church late. I get to church early because the choir is doing praise and worship, and the praise and worship, it ushers you into the word that you're going to receive from the pastor.
Yes, I love that. All right, so if you're lost, need to find yourself, advice from Simone is get closer to God. I agree with that so much. What about these ladies nowadays? Because now with social media, you have people being influenced to believe like the hype. You want to be flashy. You want to be outside. You want to look the part. You want the rapper. You want the entertainment person. You want someone who's in the spotlight all the time.
Or you
want to be in the spotlight. Right. Or you think you can get rich quick, etc.
Insta rich quick.
So can you talk about the ugly side of actually being in the spotlight and being in the entertainment space?
I think the ugly side of social media is that it gives everybody a platform to give their opinion.
Not social media, the entertainment. Industry. Yes. Because you were married into the entertainment industry, like with hubby, raised a family with a hubby who was in the spotlight, etc., in rooms with people who are full of shit a lot of the time. The reason why I'm asking is because I find that women, they look to date men. A lot of women look to date men who seem to have money, because we just never know, but who are in the entertainment space. It's kind of like this like carrot that everybody like wants to be a part of, but it's not always peaches and cream, right? There's a lot that comes with dating someone, marrying someone who is in the spotlight. So talk about that side.
So from my experience, the ugly side is just the disrespect. It's the disrespect of the women that so I can only speak for myself, right? So I haven't really had to deal with like a lot of ugliness.
That's probably why you've been married for so long.
Right. I haven't really had to deal with the ugliness of it. But I know people who have had to deal with the infidelities and all of that stuff. You understand what I'm saying? I can only speak from my experience. And my experience is it's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. Like I didn't have to deal with being married and a bunch, tarred out there with this person or that person. That's nothing but the grace of God, right?
So that goes into like maybe like if you are thinking about dating someone who is in that spotlight, like because Todd has a lot to do with this too, right? He obviously handled himself correctly.
Yeah.
He obviously, had his own self-respect and had respect for you.
Right.
So like if you are thinking about dating someone in this space,
if you're thinking about dating someone in this space, you just have to realize that there's a lot of things that come with the territory. They travel a lot. You got to deal with the groupies. You got to deal with paparazzi. It's hard for me to speak on
your era it wasn't as crazy as it is now.
Right. It's really hard for me to speak on it because paparazzi doesn't follow us. You see what I'm saying? The paparazzi that we get is if we're in LA and we go to a restaurant or something, there may be paparazzi out there and they're taking pictures and, and all of that. So I really, really can't speak to that because that wasn't our life. And thank God we are not one of those couples that paparazzi is following around and depicting every single thing that my husband does or that I do. And that's been a blessing. So I'm going to be honest with you. I really can't. That hasn't been my experience. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. But you mentioned some key things, right? You mentioned that when you are thinking about dating someone in the limelight, like you got to seriously consider everything that comes with that territory. Or is it just a busy man? It doesn't even need to be in the spotlight because any dude who's out there, anyone who's accomplished, anyone who's doing something, like they're busy. They outside.
Right. And it doesn't matter. Let me tell you something.
And if they fine, they getting attention.
Right. Right. And that's just, you just got to deal with it.
Right. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It's like, you just have to deal with it. But then again, you just have to also be confident with who you are.
Yeah, totally.
If you're confident with who you are, you know who you are, then it doesn't bother you as much. But it's like I said, I always go back. It's just the disrespect that gets on my nerves.
Right.
Like, don't be disrespectful, but you're going to deal with that. That's the one thing that I have dealt with for years is the disrespect.
Yeah.
You know. People acting like you're not there. People acting like you and your children aren't standing there. People pushing you out the way to get to your husband, to get to my husband, pushing my kids out the way. And, my daughter Tally, when she was little, and I never told her to do this. If we were out in public and if things started getting crazy, Tally would be like, Daddy, pick me up. And once my husband would pick her up, he wasn't taking no pictures and he wasn't signing autographs because he had to protect her. And I never told her to do that. But that was just an instinct that she had. And she started doing that from the age of like 6 or 7 years old.
I love that. I love that. Okay, so you have mentioned social media, and I want to touch on this point and enter into the Talk That Talk segment, right? Where we talk about something taboo in the culture, something that we want to see changed, and social media.
Social media.
Talk to me about that.
Social media is great, and social media is great for connecting. Social media is great for showcasing like my jewelry, and if you want to find recipes and people just being able to talk about happy things that are happening in their lives and in their businesses and all of that stuff, and fashion, and social media is good for business. Like if, people give business ideas, social media is good. You have, people giving a good word and all of that. But then the downside to social media is that everybody has a platform to say something. Get off my page. If you don't like what I'm posting, get off my page. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But social media also has this younger generation thinking that, you could get insta rich quick. It's good. It has its pros and it has its cons, right? It's good for a lot of things, but then it's evil at the same time.
Yeah.
Because people say nasty things.
How do you manage that? Because, you guys do get a different type of attention than someone who,
In the beginning of social media, my girls would go off.
Really?
My girls would be going there, going off, and I would let them go crazy for a minute, right? If somebody said something.
So I guess that's also
just erased.
like kind of like
I just erased.
You just erased. That's
I erased
also
and
something
blocked.
that comes with the territory.
I block, then erase.
Someone in the spot.
Block, and then erase. If somebody says something crazy on it, you block them, then you erase it. And that's it.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. You could put up a post and you can have 1,000 comments, and it'll be that one comment that'll take you out.
Yeah.
It'll be that one comment. That one comment will get on your nerves, but then you just got to recenter yourself and say, you know what? Who is that person?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, but that's also a part of our human side. We still have feelings.
One of the things I think about, Simone, is as I'm growing my brand and as I'm continuing to expand and get recognition, I am like, damn, do I really want to get that big? Because like once you're there, like you're open for so much ridicule. I was even thinking about like everything that's going on right now with our new administration and all that jazz. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, wow, maybe I should run for office, because now I'm inspired. Now I feel like I just want to talk my shit and I want to mobilize my community. And then the other day I was thinking, I was like, but damn, do I want to be like ridiculed for picking my wedgie in public? Because that's how serious it is.
That's
like,
how serious it is. You can't do nothing.
You can't do
everybody
nothing.
Everybody has a camera now too.
Right.
So everybody takes a picture.
Right.
You can't do nothing.
Exactly.
You really can't do nothing. But you know what? But if that's what you're passionate about, and if that's what you want to do, then go ahead and do it. And you can't worry about what people are going to say, because there's always going to be somebody that has something to say.
That is facts. Absolutely. But with social media, it's like they can have something to say before they would say it behind your back. Now they right here.
Yeah, it's just
right
like,
here, which I appreciate. But then also, like, if you a stranger, you don't know me to be
I
right
don't
here.
appreciate it.
Oh, you don't?
I don't appreciate it.
But I mean,
keep your negative comments and your thoughts to yourself. I don't appreciate it.
I hear you. You
know?
So Simone, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
This has been so much fun. So tell the people what you have coming up next, what they need to look out for, how they can stay in contact with you, where they can purchase the jewels.
You can purchase Simone I. Smith jewelry on SimoneISmith.com. I also have a men's line, which is called Majesty. And I was blessed with my husband and my son, and they were my models for the campaign, for the launch of it. It is, I call it affordable luxe, because, Not everybody can go and get them a Cuban link that has a bunch of diamonds on it that may cost $10,000. But if you want that look for your husband, or if the brother's watching, if they want that look, go on SimoneISmith.com.
Listen, I wouldn't be surprised. A lot of people wearing SimoneISmith.com, okay? Because a lot of they wearing affordable Lux out here.
No,
Don't
but
get
affordable
caught up.
Lux is great, though.
Absolutely.
Affordable Lux is great.
I'm a fan.
I have, this past Christmas, well, the Christmas holidays, there's I've been gathering with my girlfriends. It's called Sismas. And I've been gathering with my girlfriends for like 14 years. But the past 10 years, we've been doing a theme. 2 years ago, 2022, the New York Times actually covered my Sismas party because I was being interviewed about my favorite 5 things for the Christmas holidays. And as I was elaborating on the gifts that I would give, the young lady, Chloe, who was actually interviewing me, I was telling her, I would probably give this gift at my Sismas party. And so she asked me about Sismas. I told her about it. My PR team at that time reached back out and said, Chloe would like to cover Sismas. And I was like, oh, okay, great. So anyway, fast forward, my new PR team, was one of the young ladies, Ashley Barton, who I absolutely adore.
She's a sweetheart. Love
Yes. Ashley was at Sismas 2023 because Crystal, where we met, at Crystal's house, Crystal hosted it.
Okay.
And it was chicks in tuxedos. So everybody was decked out in their tuxedos for the Christmas holidays. After that, I met with Ashley. Me and my partner, Ronnie, we met with Ashley. And Ashley's firm is now my PR team.
Okay.
And at the first meeting, Ashley was telling her team about Sismas. And one of the young ladies was like, oh my God, you guys should make it a national holiday. I love this. And because Sismas is all about me gathering with my girlfriends, I had moved to LA. I know I'm rambling, but I had moved to LA in 2009 because Todd was doing NCIS Los Angeles out there. And I missed my New York girls. So when I would come home for the holidays, we would gather, I would cook, we would have drinks, we would play music, we would play Left, Right, Sismas.
Left, Right, Center.
Left, Right, Center, but now I have left, Right, Sismas, honey.
Oh, okay.
I have Left, Right, Sismas now, but we were playing Left, Right,
okay,
Center.
so that was your way to bring community to you,
right? It's all about community. It's all about sisterhood. It's all about coming together and enjoying each other and just supporting each other. And when I would have Sismas, sometimes some of my girlfriends don't see each other until Sismas. And it's just about, just coming together.
And you made it a national holiday.
And I made it, so the young lady said—
How do you make something a national holiday? Like
you fill out the application for the National Archives.
Okay.
And if they accept it, and they accepted it. So now Sismas is now the second Saturday in December. It's National Sismas Day.
That is
and so 2024 was the first National Sismas Day.
Very
so I'm working on, what Sismas 2025 is going to be like. What is the theme? I'm not sure.
Because this past theme was like cow.
It was cowgirl. And this was the first Sismas that we created. We actually did Sismas kits, and we donated 1,000 of them to different female empowered organizations throughout the country, and so that women can gather and play Left, Right, Sismas and spades and card games.
Dope.
And it had 50 plates and 50 cups and 50 napkins. And then we had Daniel's Jewelers, who I'm also in Daniel's Jewelers.
Okay.
And so Daniel's Jewelers had donated a little gift, and Ashro donated a sample of their perfume, and Mael.
So is Sismas like invite only kind of thing?
Sismas is invite only.
Okay, all right. Cool.
But to send the Sismas kits out was for women all over the world.
Got it.
To celebrate each other.
I love it.
So National Sismas Day is for you to gather with your girls, whether it's 5 of y'all, 50 of y'all, 20 of y'all, to gather and celebrate each other.
I love that. We need a national holiday.
We need a national holiday. Because there are many hats.
We need more than a month. Women's History Month, we need like a whole day later in the year.
Right.
We need like multiple days.
But it's wonderful to gather with your girlfriends.
Totally, yeah.
And just laugh and dance and see. And at my Sismas, we started doing a fashion show and we started a talent show. So my girls get together, and after a couple of drinks,
very
you got a couple of them over there in that corner, some of them in that corner, and they bring their talents. And we have first first, second, and third runner-up.
Love it. Okay, so second Saturday in December, Sismas, get out there with your girls.
Yep. And celebrate
visit
each other.
SimoneISmith.com for all the jewels
For
and
all
all
the
the
jewels.
things.
Yes. I'm also in Macy's.
And Macy's.
I'm also in Walmart.
She's also in Walmart. Girl, we need like a whole nother episode to talk about those partnerships. My goodness. Well, thank you so much.
But you know, the one thing that I want to say is that when I first started with Sis, I have a price point, right? And everybody can't afford a $200 pair of earrings. Some people can't afford $300. So when I partnered up with Walmart, I was able to make smaller earrings that women can wear a piece of Simone I. Smith. And it still has the signature bracket on it. And but that was my goal. My goal when I first set out was for women everywhere to be able to wear Sis.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
For being a blessing to us and giving us the jewel.
And I hope I answered all of your questions.
You did, girl. I'm telling you, we need like a whole nother episode because I got so many more. Trust me.
Well, let's do it again. Let's do it again soon.
But thank you so much. I appreciate you, Mama.
I appreciate you too.
And I appreciate you guys for tuning in.
Yes.
Of course, let me know what you think about today's episode. Make sure you follow our amazing guest. Let her know how much you appreciate the gems that she dropped today. And we'll see you on the next episode, y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, I'm pretty sure you're going to love the next one. So make sure to click right here and tap into the next episode.